Hi everybody, welcome back to Post Call Gaming Streaming. I am Dax, and this afternoon I'm going to be streaming a little bit more of Destiny 2. If you're catching us on the YouTube archive and you like what you see, hit the like and subscribe buttons down below to see all of our latest streams and videos. It's just going to be me today, guys. I'm testing out some more configurations with Destiny 2. As you guys may know, we've been trying to stream this game a couple of times now, and we've noticed that we're running into some lag issues. As I've been doing some testing on my own, I'm strongly suspicious that this is probably secondary to the fact that I don't have a particularly great gaming PC. I do have a gaming PC. It's not the strongest PC in the world, but it does get the job done for most of the games that I want to play. But I think I'm starting to now finally just run into the natural limitation of what it can do, or what I can expect it to do when it comes to streaming. I'm a little disappointed. I mean, to be fair, I never kind of built this PC to be the world's greatest gaming PC, so I always was aware of its limitations, but it just seems like we've finally reached a point where, yeah, I'm just really running into that CPU bottleneck. So even though I can run Destiny 2 at a silky smooth 60 frames per second when I'm not streaming and I'm not using OBS, I think when I am running OBS, and especially when I'm trying to run the game at 60 frames per second at 1080p, I'm starting to see the game and the stream kind of chug a little bit. We actually did a stream earlier this week, I think it was on Tuesday, where we were trying to do a little bit of Destiny 2, and we were noticing, or I was noticing on my headphones, that the sound was cracking. You know, the game was actually running still really silky smooth at 60 frames per second, but I could audibly hear that it was not, the stream itself was probably not catching up. So we're going to do a couple of configurations. There's a very distinct possibility that the stream is going to look miserable over the course of the next couple of minutes as I test out what is effectively various settings and configurations for the video. From what I've seen, or from what Walt and I were able to figure out, it looks like whenever I'm playing the game on 30 frames per second locked, the performance seems to do really well. Like, it just seems to not lag as hard. So I'm going to do the first half of this stream. We're going to be streaming for about 30 minutes. I'm going to run the first half of this stream, let's say, for about 15, let's do it for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to switch over to locking at 30 frames per second, and we're going to compare. I've also kind of, to test stuff out, what we've done is we've dropped the resolution of the stream, or not the stream is still running at 20p, but the game is actually right now running at 900p. See if that makes any appreciable difference. We might be trying something similar in the Dragon Quest XI streams in the future, because we're noticing with Dragon Quest XI, we're getting the same issue. It's not running amazing at 1080p. We're just running into a huge firefight here.
Shut them down.
Yikes, it's just a massive group of foes.
There goes the drill. Yeah. A tricky business, mining Glimmer without a drill. Good work.
Looks like there's loot.
All right, Devon. What's next?
Helping me spread the word. We're broadcasting a signal from the farm to people who've fled.
There is a bit of lag that I can feel. doing my controller look. Some people are probably going to ask why the heck I play Destiny 2 with a controller. I have to confess, I have never been a big keyboard mouse player. I do play it for some of my desktop CRPGs. I'm hoping to do some Destiny 2 streams, either with some of the other guys on the stream, or just cut here. We might do some Pillars of Eternity as well. I'm a really big fan of PC RPGs. It's really funny because when I was a kid, I used to hate Western or PC RPGs. I just felt that they're really heavy on mechanics. I didn't understand them. I didn't have the time to understand them. And then as I got older and I got into D&D, got into Western RPGs, I think I would probably suspect that the main thing that got me into Western RPGs at first was Oblivion. Just taking out this guy here first. After Oblivion, and just kind of learning about what people were doing with mods for Oblivion, and kind of like this whole idea of skills and doing things with your skills, got really into Western RPGs at that point. And then after I started, earning money and having a job, I really started purchasing classic RPGs on GOG, or Good Old Games. And it was really cool to see kind of, the state of games in the 90s and the 80s, 2000s. I just realized I jumped all over the place at those time frames. But it was kind of like that understanding of the mechanics, like building games that were really heavy on stats, and how stats could really help you tell a story. Not necessarily... I think with Bethesda RPGs, people usually end up playing a jack of all trades. Well, not in Morrowind, in Oblivion and in Skyrim for sure, because you're encouraged to kind of go down that route. But with stuff like Fallout, the original Fallout, with Fallout New Vegas, with Fallout 2, with Icewind Dale, really great experiences. And I learned to just love number heavy mechanics. I just found that experience was really enjoyable to me. Eventually got really into the Chris Avellone stuff, like Planescape Torment.
This is the first time I've even seen any Fallen since the Cabal hit us.
Just walking down this side hallway here.
You all tried to make it so we never even laid eyes on a Dreg. To keep us safe, right? There's another word for a place you're not allowed to leave. With walls you can't see over, and guards everywhere.
Soraya, despite your exploits
there, got caught in a loading screen.
City was a prison.
I'm just saying, no walls at the farm. Come and go whenever you want.
This is gonna eat into our time limit, unfortunately. We actually had a similar issue like this pop up the last time we tried to stream Destiny 2. And we were like, why are we stuck? So yeah, I mean, along those lines about what we were talking about, it wasn't, and then kind of at that point, having now fallen in love with Western RPGs, I saw the huge Kickstarter for Divinity Original Sin 1. That's by Larian. That was a couple years ago. And looking at it, it had touted itself as kind of the spiritual successor to stuff like Ultima 7, which I had read a lot about, Wizardry, which I read a lot about. I picked up the game, fell absolutely in love with it, other than the kind of goofy storyline. Larian kind of now wears proudly on its sleeve a little bit, and its logo kind of speaks to that. But loved it, played it from start to finish, and then picked up Divinity Original Sin 2. Never finished it. I like it. I don't know if I necessarily like it more than the original. I think they both have their strengths. I think the thing I miss most from the original that really doesn't come through in Divinity Original Sin 2 is the crafting and the emphasis on kind of picking up everything and mixing everything to get, just a good assortment of items that you can use to effectively take out enemies and bosses and encounters and environmental situations and problems. So yeah, I'm not a huge, outside of those games, I don't typically, I confess, play with a keyboard and mouse. I usually do like to play with a controller. I grew up as a console gamer. It's kind of my thing. We're stuck here, eh? Oh, looks like we're in. Perfect. It's a public event, which I tried to do last time I played this game. I got utterly destroyed, so I'm not even going to bother this time.
I read the boosted signal, and some kind of strange feedback.
The Fallen are nothing if not persistent. I'd wager they have some kind of jamming.
Looks like there's
devices
one dude trying and failing, like I did. Jamming devices. Jamming devices. Oh. Oh. Sewer system you got going down here. More glimmer. This makes me feel like I'm playing Metro. Oh. Oh. There's a lot of these little hidden side paths, but not a lot to show for it. I don't know if it's because it's part of a quest or not, but Dusklight. Oh. Oh, jeez. Oh, there's the 10-minute warning. We're gonna wrap up this fight here. Telling me to go look for these jamming devices. I have no clue where these jamming devices are. They must be around the area, but here we go. Is that a jamming device? Doesn't look like it. Oh, oh. Melee at that distance is clearly not going to do anything. But at this distance it will. This is not a jamming device. What does that say? Fruit miss? I don't know what that says. Ah, let me up there. Nothing up here. Oh, those guys respawned. I'm out of bullets. That's great. Get out of here. The arrow is pointing me towards north, or if it's pointing me towards the objective. Oh jeez. Who, what? See, like, it's what? Okay. Gotcha. I guess, maybe. In here. Oh! There we go. Destroying it makes me take damage. That's great. I seemingly have not found any other jamming devices because my radar is not picking them up. What's that? Okay, let's just quickly take this as an opportunity to swap the video to frame rate cap. I almost said frame rate crap of 30. That was weird lag. We'll drop to 30. What's with this weird load in? I'll do 30. Apply the changes. Ooh. Ooh. I really don't like playing in 30 frames per second. I know it's such a elitist thing to say, but I genuinely don't like playing most games. When I've seen them in 60 frames per second, it gets very hard to appreciate them in 30. Like for games, for example, where I've played them starting in 30 frames per second, it doesn't bother me at all. Like Bloodborne is an example. But I'm telling you, the moment I've seen a game in 60 frames per second, and then I force myself to play it in 30, it is rough times. Which really, I guess, is just the games industry and OBS and Twitch and everything telling me that it's time to upgrade the PC.
There. Got a clear signal. No more feedback.
It's just hard to justify because, as you guys are probably well aware watching the stream team play games, we are very much a stream team that enjoys playing games for fun. We do a lot of stuff. You know, we do the podcast. We do the stream fairly regularly. We're thinking about moving into doing some game reviews for smaller games that we finish and enjoy, or at least want to talk about. But we're nowhere near, you know, the level of equipment or time or editing that a lot of the pros do in order to, you know, get where they are. And kudos to them for, you know, taking that effort. For us, this is much, at this point, still very much a fun hobby that we do on the side. So we're not at that level yet, and so it's hard for me to justify upgrading the gear to reach that level for the time being. Perfectionist though I am. Ooh, I just need a drink of water there. It's a really beautiful game, I have to say. I think Waltz and I talked about this the last time we played Destiny 2 together, but it is kind of astounding how gorgeous this game looks. Because from screenshots I saw, and from stuff I'd seen from the original Destiny 2 base game, I was not as impressed as I am playing this game now. I'm almost tempted to get this game on PS4 just so that we can probably, I think it's 40 frames. I want to say the game, or sorry, 60 frames per second on PS4, which would be pretty awesome because I could just run it through the capture card and then we wouldn't have the issue getting destroyed that we're having now. Of course, the caveat there is it would not be free, and it would not be free, and I don't know if PC and PS4 are cross-compatible. And the second issue is I'd have to get PS Plus, whereas online, obviously on PC, is free. Which is glorious. Oop. Did not know we were standing so close to so many dangerously explosive barrels.
area's clear.
Not for long. The Fallen don't like it when they're denied a good scavenge. They're bound to come at you in force.
And do me another favor, you two. Drop another one of those node things to boost my signal, then get out of there.
Let's try to get to one side of this map so that we are not being flanked. Oh, one of his shots still got me. Should have kept moving. I think that was it. No gear drops. No gear drops. They want me to go forward? I do think it's interesting that they turn off respawning as a difficulty mechanic. It's kind of neat. What? Oh, like, there's more? Oh, there are more. Hello. %. How many more? How many more? We already blew up a couple of explosive barrels, so don't got that option no mores. Guys, we're literally trying to defend from a single barrel. Where's that dude with the red fire? Ooh. How sneaky. Oh, we got them. There's more. They run like wild jackals, which is kind of neat. Let's blow that up. Ooh. They got me moving. Let's try to take this guy out with a melee. Boom. This guy over there. Take him out. Coming on from the right. Coming in hot. Okay. That's the shank gone. There's a vandal here that I can't seem to aim assist onto. Okay, got the drag. Ooh, shank. Got him. Don't think there's any others. And there's a whole battleship waiting for us at the south end. There's a flame barrel on the left. That thing's stealthing. Vandal's gone. First shank's gone. Second shank's gone. Objective's complete. Hey! Is that a green? That's not a green. Oh, it is a green. Okay.
You made them mad. You're doing something right. Don't let up.
There's a dusk light. I don't think we've figured out what these are, but whatever. Oh! Why? We can handle some of them. Let's get rid of the vandals and try to move. He's getting rid of the mobs. He's a... You're a toughie, eh? You're a big boy. Big boy. We missed. We missed on the big boy.
We did it. They're gone.
You Guardians really are something else. I guess I kind of forgot that.
And now we know that there are
That's it?
resources to be found in the EDZ. Once
Big guy didn't drop any weapons, or I want a new primary.
Sure. What Soraya means to say is, thank you. Head back here when you can, you two. There's still quite a bit to do.
Guess we can't go down, and they've locked off that area, so I guess the only way is to hobble back. Hobble backs. We got some new gear. I'm still waiting to get a new primary gun, because I feel like we haven't gotten one in a while. Yep. But we got a new helmet, which is pretty awesome. We got some new gloves. New chest piece. I feel like that's it. Oh, we got a new secondary? Ooh. We got a nice new toy. Trostland, that way. Okay. Alright guys, thanks for sticking around if you were checking us out. As I told you guys, this was just more of a way for us to quickly see if changing the settings this way made a significant enough difference in the stream to make it still playable at 60 frames per second, and if not, if we're going to have to keep going at 30 frames. But yeah, we're going to review the footage and we'll let you guys know what we find out as we keep going to do some more Destiny 2. That's going to be it for this afternoon. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. If you're catching us on the YouTube archive and you liked what you saw, please like this video and subscribe to see all of our latest streams and videos as they go live. You can also hit the notification bell down below to join our Notification Clinic newsletter to find out all about our latest videos as they get released. You can also always follow us on facebook.com/postcallgaming and twitter.com/postcallgaming to hear all the latest news from us. And that's going to be all today, folks. Thanks and good night.